Welcome back to the story of Avantika. Missing since over a month now, Avantika's case has seen two more people first going missing, then turning up dead. Inspector Vijay has successfully managed to get the search warrant for the Jaiswal bungalow at Grand Colony in Gurgaon, where Avantika had been taken to by Mukesh Prajapati. But even before the search can come, news comes in of Mukesh Prajapati's death from Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. It appears to be a suicide. A suicide note is also found where Mukesh Prajapati has confessed to killing Avantika. Hi and a very warm welcome. You are listening to Crime Tales. I am Subbu. The Missing Actress, Part 4, the final part. I killed Avantika. I don't know what happened to me. I raped her first and then killed her. Mukesh's suicide note gives the entire case of Avantika a different dimension altogether. Inspector Vijay is shocked as he reads the suicide note. Pooja, please forgive me. I couldn't face you or face anyone after what I did. I just got carried away by I don't know what. She was there in the car. I couldn't hold myself back. I did the wrong thing. I realized it then. Out of fear that I would get into trouble, I killed her. I'm sorry. I don't want to live anymore. I can't live after doing this horrible thing. Please forgive me. There is nothing more. Just a confession that he has killed Avantika. Vijay is foxed. If he killed Avantika, where did he dump her body? Why hasn't he written that? Vijay speaks aloud to his team. The Delhi cop coordinating with him on the raid has only one question for Vijay. What do we do now? Is there a point in searching the Jaiswal bungalow? Vijay is caught in a dilemma, but he's quick to respond. The search will happen. Mukesh didn't mention anything about the body in his suicide note. What if he has dumped the body there? The police teams reach the Jaiswal bungalow at Grand Colony. The dog squad along with the scanning team from the forensics department has also reached. Even as Vijay and team go through the different areas of the Jaiswal bungalow, his mind is preoccupied by the thought of Mukesh Prajapati's suicide. Vijay is sure that Mukesh has been made a scapegoat in this whole case. Mukesh Prajapati's suicide and the suicide note is all over the news. The news channels have also turned around and now raising questions if the Jaiswals were indeed made the villains in the whole case. Mahendra Jaiswal, who until now had been avoiding any interaction with the press, now speaks to them outside the parliament. What has happened is very sad, unfortunate and shocking. My sympathies are with the young girl, Avantika, who lost her life in this extremely dastardly act. I am shocked to the core that my driver of 15 years, who I knew very closely, could do something like this. I am ashamed and completely broken by this incident. Pooja and her younger brother are unable to process the death of their father on one hand, the fact that his suicide note is a confession of his crime. They cannot believe that their father could ever do such a thing. The news channels are outside their home and Pooja just refuses to speak to any of them. She is in complete shock. The search at the Jaiswal bungalow continues for a day more. But Vijay and his team are unable to find even one single piece of evidence that could point towards Avantika being brought there. Vijay walks away from the press that has questions for him. Mukesh Prajapati has become the villain in the entire Avantika case. But the mystery as to where did he dispose of Avantika's body remains unsolved. There are hectic searches at Mukesh's residence all over Connaught Place, where he claimed he last went. There is massive search conducted all over Delhi at places where possibly Avantika's body could have been dumped and not come into notice till now. 2 days later, after Mukesh's funeral, Pooja musters up the courage to raise her voice for her father's innocence as per her understanding. My father can never do such a thing. He was not a man like this at all. Pooja speaks to the news channels. He's being framed. He would never commit suicide. My mother passed away when I was 5 and my younger brother was 2. My father brought up both of us. He was a mother and father to both of us. He would never take his own life. The suicide note has been fabricated. Even if for a second one believes that my father did such a thing, then why would he just write about what he did and not about where he dumped the body? It's because my father is being framed. But sadly, the forensics finds that the handwriting in the suicide note matches with that of Mukesh Prajapati. The Jaisalmer police looking into the suicide case are unable to find how and from where did Mukesh procure the gun, as also the silencer with which he shot himself. The staff at the lodge are completely unaware of anyone coming to visit Mukesh in the lodge. Mukesh had checked in the morning and the night his dead body was discovered in the room. The cops are clueless as to where did Mukesh go for all the days that he was missing. There is a lot in the case that demands answers. But for the time being, the focus is completely shifted out from the Jaiswals. Inspector Vijay and his team have reached a dead end in the case. With Mukesh's confession by way of his suicide note, there is no more any scope to go further in the case. Avantika's dead body is still not found. The closure is not there yet, but there is also no way forward in the case. Despite Inspector Vijay being sure that Mukesh's suicide, the suicide note, are all a charade choreographed by the Jaiswals through the right-hand man Jasbir Singh, the ex-cop, there is still no way that he can put a finger on how they did it all. There is nothing that Vijay can lay his hand on, which could establish the link between the Jaiswals and their manipulations in the case. Avantika's journey from the simple girl in Indore to the ambitious girl in Mumbai, desperate for a big break in the glamour world, to becoming a sleaze actress, has come to an end. But how was she killed? Where was she dumped after being killed? None of this has an answer. Just as to the questions regarding the 25 lakhs cash that she had received before she left for Delhi. Pooja's pleas that her father has been framed also finds no takers. Her father's suicide case remains a mere formality for the police to now file a report on it. Avantika's family, sensing for a long time that they would never really find Avantika alive, despite being shocked by the turn of events, withdraw into a shell. Avantika's friend Sanjana and her other colleagues are all in the same boat. There is a condolence gathering for Avantika in Mumbai. The news about Avantika runs for a few more days, but there is no more anything sensational about it to carry on with the case. And it dies a slow death. Inspector Vijay, for him the case is not over. Not until the dead body of Avantika is found. Not for a second does he believe that Mukesh Prajapati could have done what he claims to have done in his suicide note. Where did he rape her even if he did that? How did he kill her? Where did he take her body to and dump it? He wants to find answers to all of them. But then, he is told to look at other cases that have come up. He is told that the Delhi police is searching for Avantika's body. That's the only thing that remains in the case. Back in Delhi, life gets back to its tracks for the Jaiswals. The minor blinked and the regular everyday life is now over. It's just a driver who's dead and gone, having confessed to the crime. The Mercedes car that as per Mukesh's suicide note is where the crime happened has been handed over to the Delhi police. It remains in the police yard, with nothing much found from it as a mark of any evidence. A month later, Pooja, Mukesh's daughter, travels to Mumbai. She has come to meet Inspector Vijay. Though busy with another case, Vijay meets her. There is something she has come to disclose to Vijay. Something that she has just recently stumbled upon. I went to pay the rent of our house to our landlord, and he tells me that the house has been sold. Vijay is sympathetic towards Pooja. I feel sad hearing that, Pooja. I do honestly believe that your father, as you also feel, was just a scapegoat in the whole thing. But these are powerful people. I feel very angry with myself telling you this, but the truth is, even my hands are tied in front of that power. You didn't let me complete, sir. Do you have any idea who the house got sold to? No, replies Vijay. My father, sir. My father. The landlord told me my father purchased the house in September, while this Avantika case was going on. That's good for you and your brother, Pooja. Even before Vijay can complete it, Pooja intervenes. Sir, my father didn't have the money to purchase the house. Pooja puts up a file in front of Vijay. These are my father's bank statements. He paid 30 lakhs in check to the landlord, which reflects in his bank account. The landlord told me my father also paid him 25 lakhs in cash. Vijay is listening to Pooja very curiously now. Sir, where did my father get this money from? Look at the bank statements. Vijay opens the file. From Jaiswal Group of Industries. That's what it says. Vijay remarks. Yes, but why would they all of a sudden give my father such a large amount of money? The cash too could have only come from them. Sir, my father purchased this house with the money. He was bribed. He was bribed to remain silent. He was bribed to come out with the fictitious story of Avantika traveling to Connaught Place from Grand Colony in Gurgaon. My father lied. He didn't tell the truth. When you were closing in on what could have happened at the Jaiswal bungalow, my father went missing. I am sure that my father was taken away by force. He would then have been forced to write this note and then killed, sir. It is all the doing of the Jaiswals. And I am sure it is this Jasmeet Singh, the security chief, who's behind this. He came to offer me and my brother financial help for our studies and also our future after our father died. He was obviously sent by the Jaiswals to buy us over. Pooja, I am quite convinced that this money was paid to your father to cook up a story about Avantika, buying his silence, giving him what he probably most wanted, a permanent house for you and your brother. But this proves nothing, Pooja. Sir, it proves that they bribed my father. It doesn't prove that your father was abducted by them, then forced to write a suicide note. They would have killed it, but they have cleverly covered it up, Pooja. Even this money thing, even if you think it can open up a can of worms, it would be shot down by them. They can say that it was a loan given to your father. He was an employee of 15 years, so they gave him a loan. The check given to him would be a loan, and the cash, that would have no proof that it was given by the Jaiswals to your father, Pooja. I don't know how I can help you. I don't know what I can do to reopen the case. Because frankly, they have bought over everyone. Even that casting agent, Dilip. I'm sure they got him killed because he would have developed cold feet. There is nothing that can stand against these Jaiswals, Pooja. Sir, you can establish the chain of things. Avantika coming from Mumbai to Delhi, then meeting this Naina Gupta, the events manager, then being taken to Grand Colony to the Jaiswal bungalow. Just a week after she goes missing, my father being paid. My father lying about Avantika's movements. Vijay listens to her patiently. Pooja, you know what? We are scanning the CCTV footages all over to find out about Avantika's movements, from Delhi to Indore back to Mumbai, as what her phone locations were. We didn't find her. But we weren't knowing at that point who could have been traveling with her phone to all these places. When your father came under the radar of having cooked up this story of dropping her last at Connaught Place, we then went back to scanning the footages again. You know what we found? We found your father having been used for these travels. Your father's phone locations were all over Delhi, Chandigarh, where Vicky Jaiswal traveled for meetings. But your father, physically, was traveling to Indore, then Mumbai, with Avantika's phone. We found him in the CCTV footages. Now with his confessional note about killing Avantika, her phone on him, further getting established with his travel to these places, only and only establishes that your father acted on his own, the lone criminal who killed Avantika. They made him do all that. They are clever. They created her digital footprints using him. I'm sure the minute Avantika was killed, this Jasmeet Singh had worked out this entire plot. How to use your father. Use them then maybe use him as the fall guy. That's how things stand, Pooja. Pooja listens quietly, very shaken up. Tears welling up in her eyes. Isn't there a way that they can be breached and brought forward to admit the truth, sir? Would you be happy living with this lie that my father is the one who killed Avantika? Pooja confronts Inspector Vijay. Vijay has no answers. Vijay feels helpless, angry with his own incapability to bring the case to a logical conclusion. Why was Avantika killed? The question plagues him, even as he knows the answer cannot be rape and murder as what Mukesh's suicide note has declared. What exactly did Avantika know about the Jaiswals? Why was it so important for them to silence her? Away from the cases he's handling at present, Vijay spends his time trying to figure out what else can he exactly tap in the Avantika case to find an opening again. Have you found her body? His question to the Delhi cop who has been tasked with the job is now met with an angry response. We are doing our job, Inspector Vijay. We'll inform you when we do find her body. Calling every alternate day and asking about it is not going to throw up any miracle. The Delhi cop curtly dismisses Vijay. Avantika has vanished from the news, from her friends, from the very industry where she wanted to achieve a lot. Everyone has moved on. Vicky Jaiswal's engagement with the daughter of another industry stalwart is in the news in Delhi. It's a big event attended by many celebrities, politicians, and bigwigs of the industry. There is someone who's feeling guilty. Guilty for having stayed quiet when it mattered the most. Someone who doesn't know the truth of what happened to Avantika, but does know about the money. Where could it have come from to Avantika? And what exactly would she have gone to Delhi for? Did Avantika share about her trip to someone who stayed quiet all this while? No, not really. The Avantika case was going to find its feet once again in the most bizarre manner. 3 months after the Avantika case has died down, Inspector Vijay gets a call from Mona Rajput, his journalist friend. Vijay sir, there is something I thought you need to know. I don't know how is it going to help you, but it's connected to the Avantika case, says Mona. Vijay is a bit skeptical. Mona, unless there is something solid, you're wasting your time and mine. I don't know, sir. This girl is not willing to come on record, but she has something which could give you a heads up in the Avantika case. This girl is also a small-time actress. I want you to hear what she told me, sir. Much against his wanting, Vijay agrees to meeting the girl. Mona arranges for a meeting with the girl, 28-year-old Shalini. Shalini does bit parts in episodic shows on TV. In the quiet of the afternoon time, she has covered her face with a scarf when Mona brings her to meet Inspector Vijay. It's at a restaurant, in the quiet of the afternoon time. Vijay hasn't really come with much expectations, but he was going to set his mind thinking. I don't know what exactly happened to Avantika. Shalini starts the conversation, but the minute I read that she traveled to Delhi, this event management agency, I kind of sensed what she was called for and where. Before you continue further, Vijay interrupts. May I know what brings you to tell whatever you want to say nearly 6 months after Avantika went missing? If you knew back then all the whys, why didn't you come forward? Frankly, I thought it's none of my business, replies Shalini. And why is this sudden change of mind? Asks Vijay. No, it's not any sudden change of mind, sir. It's just that I saw the reels of this Vicky Jaiswal's engagement. I thought a lot. Even now, I'm not sure what I'm going to tell you means anything. Mona interjects. Vijay sir, Shalini's experience about this Delhi thing, listen to it. She traveled the same path. Vijay looks at Shalini, waiting for her to continue. This was over a year back, sir. It's not just about me, sir. There will be many other actresses struggling, doing bit parts, or maybe having given in to easy money. So this casting agent, I won't reveal his name. It's not Dilip Awasthi, who was the agent in case of Avantika. This was someone else. He contacted me. And there was this offer, traveling to Delhi, a one-night stand. Does it involve Vicky Jaiswal? Vijay interrupts. Yes, replies Shalini. Though I didn't know that when I traveled, I was given an advance of 15 lakhs, all cash. The deal was sex. Obviously. The total payment was to be 20 lakhs. I would be paid the 5 lakhs in Delhi. It was all a clear deal. I would be paid before the act, all in cash. Vijay is curious now. Go on. It was the same lady, Naina Gupta. Shalini repeats. She was the main coordinator. I was taken to her office, paid the balance amount and then taken to Grand Colony. Vijay is very attentive now. Was it the same driver, Mukesh Prajapati? Yes, sir. Also the same car. I was taken to the Jaiswal's bungalow. No one was there. It was just me and this driver who served me tea while I waited. Around 7 p.m. this Vicky Jaiswal turned up there. With him was this other man, huge build. Vijay takes out his mobile, shows the photo of Jasbir Singh to Shalini. Was it this man? Vijay asks. Yes. He waited while I went into the bedroom at that bungalow with Vicky Jaiswal. And we did what I was called there for. There is a quiet between Vicky, Shalini, and Mona. Sir, I needed the money. You know, it's kind of tough for a lot of us to struggle to find that one role that would just become the highway to our success, to popularity, to an abundance of wealth, a good life. A lot of things are not as rosy as it seems when one starts out. I'm sure the same would be the case with Avantika. So, when I was offered this opportunity, the money, I gave in. It's all right. What's the big deal? Even here, every other person we meet looks at that one opportunity to take us to bed. Here, at least, there was a lot of money. But I was scared to hell. The advance was paid. I had said yes. What if something untoward happens? I was shit scared. Just to ensure that, Shalini stops. She digs into her purse and brings out a mobile phone. She turns it towards Inspector Vijay and presses the play button. The video being played is Shalini's interactions with Naina Gupta. Shalini has carefully recorded it without her own face being exposed. It has Shalini's travel to the Grand Colony in the car with Mukesh Prajapati and right into the Jaiswal bungalow. It also has the inside of the Jaiswal bungalow, very clearly covering Vicky Jaiswal and Jasbir Singh's entry into the bungalow, and then the bedroom. Shalini has placed the camera very shroudedly covering only Vicky Jaiswal and the act he did with her. I only did it for my safety. I was just scared. The first time I had ventured into this, I didn't want any risk to me. So it was more of a safety mechanism which made me record everything. Shalini adds, "This is goldmine, Vijay sir." Mona remarks, "I can talk to my editor at the news channel, run an expose, bring back the case of Avantika." Vijay is calculating the pros and cons of directly running the video on a news channel. "No, Mona, you won't run this on the channel. Not until I give the green signal. I want to use this to trap these people. I don't know how, but that's the only way to get to the truth of what happened to Avantika." Shalini here came back safe and sound. Why didn't Avantika? What happened to her? We don't have her body. We found nothing at the bungalow. So whatever happened, the only way for it to come out is when these people are trapped and forced to speak the truth. Vijay looks at Shalini. "You came out late, Shalini. But still, thanks a lot. In case I need you to come out in the open about what happened with you at Delhi, are you willing to come out?" Shalini is skeptical. "I will ensure that no harm comes to you. Also, if at all it's needed, I will need you to tell me the name of the casting agent from Mumbai who got you into this," Inspector Vijay adds. Now Shalini is very scared. Mona reassures her. "Shalini, I will stand by you. When Vijay sir says he will protect you, he means it. He will be doing something really noteworthy. Avantika did not deserve to die. But now that she is no more, the truth about what happened to her needs to come out." After a lot of thought, Shalini finally agrees to come out in the open if Inspector Vijay finds it necessary in the case. The Avantika case once again is back on its feet, though this time Vijay moves cautiously. He has chalked out a plan on how to find his way into the fortress around the Jaiswals. Inspector Vijay travels to Delhi and lands up at the office of Prestige Events to meet Naina Gupta. Naina is puzzled seeing Inspector Vijay coming back to see her. "What is it now, Inspector? I think you are the culprit in your case, though unfortunately he chose to kill himself." Naina asks Inspector Vijay. "Your return ticket will be handed over to you after you have visited Grand Colony, after you have finished the job you have come for." Vijay gives it back to Naina, her own line. Naina is puzzled. "What the hell are you talking about?" Vijay takes out his mobile. Very calmly he plays the clip recorded by Shalini. It has Naina facing the camera and blurting out the same line to Shalini. "Your return ticket will be handed over to you after you have visited Grand Colony, after you have finished the job you have come for." Naina is taken aback. Vijay puts down the mobile phone. "Miss Naina Gupta, Avantika was not the first one. There were girls before also, actresses. Now one of them very smartly recorded her interaction with you here in your office. Now looking at it, I don't see any chance for you to deny it. Are you trying to blackmail me?" Naina asks angrily. Vijay smiles. "No, not at all. You see, we have the actress. We had the casting director whom you had approached for the lead to the actress. He was paid. The actress was paid. You paid the actress. Now the actress was also very clever. She recorded the journey to Grand Colony, the Jaiswal bungalow there, also many other things. Naina is listening quietly. Now the thing is, this is not any blackmail. I just thought I will share with you that with all the evidence, the calls you made to the casting agent, the actress being contacted, her travel to Delhi and back, these video recordings, we will find it very easy to establish that you were the pimp who arranged all these sexual escapades for Vicky Jaiswal. Naina is now enraged. Don't you dare call me. Vijay interrupts her. Sorry for using the word pimp. Coordinator, I would say. Coordinator for a rich man's son's sexual escapades. Vijay gets up. In the next 1 hour, I will have your arrest warrant sent to the Delhi police. My team is right now at the court waiting for the arrest warrant. You will be taken to Mumbai. Naina listens stupefied. Vijay leans down on the table, his face close to that of Naina. By the way, I also have an offer for you, which could save you from a lot of trouble. Not just from us, but also from Jasbir Singh, Jaiswal's security guy. Some little bird could leak these videos to him and implicate you as the one who got this recorded. Naina is now a bit scared. You can't play this game with me. She tells Inspector Vijay, no, I don't want to play any games with anyone. All I want is just the truth to what happened to Avantika. All I want is the people, the real people who killed her, to be behind bars. You see, Naina, right from day one when we realized that Avantika didn't leave Delhi, or rather didn't leave Grand Colony at all, we knew that you were also part of this murder. Now what I need is for you to turn an approver. Come out with the truth. I assure you of all protection. Because more than us, the danger for you comes from the Jaiswals. Naina is caught in a dilemma. She's sweating. That we will be arresting you is for sure. In the next 1 hour maximum. You can try calling Jasbir Singh or Vicky Jaiswal to help you, which I am sure they will. But then they will also fear that you will be forced to admit things in custody. So what will they do? They would want to keep you silent, just like Mukesh Prajapati. Even if you come out of our custody through bail or whatever, you will still become a threat to them. Am I right? Naina is now very scared. Come on, become the approver. I will guarantee that nothing will happen to you. The truth about what happened to Avantika in Delhi is laid bare open, only because of one another actress, Shalini, much in the situation in her career like Avantika. Naina, fearing that many skeletons will tumble out of the closet, after much thought, decides to turn an approver in the Avantika case. The news channels are once again abuzz with the news of Avantika. The tables have turned on the Jaiswals. Naina's statement is recorded by Inspector Vijay in front of the magistrate at Mumbai. Avantika was murdered on the 16th of August at the Jaiswal bungalow. Her dead body was burnt post her murder, and the remains, after the body was completely burnt, was disposed of far away at different places. The remains were scattered over different places, even at some water bodies along the roads from Delhi to Punjab. The bungalow was then cleaned up to wipe out any evidence of Avantika being there. Jasbir Singh, masterminding the cover-up after the murder committed by Vicky Jaiswal, saw to it that Mukesh Prajapati, the driver, remained loyal to his master, sent him across the city to Indore and Mumbai to create a false travel path for Avantika. When Mukesh Prajapati started showing signs of weakness and was on the verge of being arrested, Jasbir Singh got Mukesh abducted by his men. Mukesh was taken to different places in Rajasthan, kept in captivity. He was then forced to write the confessional letter, which later became a suicide note. The threat that forced Mukesh to comply was harm to his children Pooja and her younger brother. Mukesh was killed by Jasbir's men. Naina provides the crucial evidence in the chain of events, recorded conversations with Jasbir Singh and Vicky Jaiswal. Naina was paid a hefty sum to buy her silence. Same was the case with Mukesh Prajapati and Dilip Awasthi, the casting agent from Mumbai. Dilip too was first made to go underground when the police were out to arrest him. And then Jasbir Singh got him murdered to ensure that he doesn't get weak and spill the beans. Why was Avantika killed? Did she really have anything crucial against Vicky Jaiswal that she was using to blackmail him? The truth, as it comes out, turns out that Avantika had never even met Vicky Jaiswal before. 16th of August 2024. Avantika had travelled to Delhi just for one night, in the same fashion as the actress Shalini. whose revelation has blown the lid off the Avantika case. The call from Dilip came to Avantika sometime in the beginning of August 2024. There is a proposal for you, Avantika. It's not an acting assignment. Dilip told her over the phone call. Then what is it? Avantika was curious to know. You will be paid well for the job. In fact, it's a very good payment. Dilip added. But first tell me what the hell is this assignment all about, Dilip? Avantika asked. Vicky Jaiswal had all the money in the world to buy anything and everything he wanted. It wasn't any big deal for him to seek the company of any woman he wanted. He always had the money to splurge. The bungalow at the Grand Colony was where Vicky's several such escapades happened. Now when Avantika's case coming into the forefront, several models from Delhi and Mumbai come forth, though under the condition of anonymity, and reveal that they too have been to that bungalow. Naina Gupta, running the event management company, was the conduit for Vicky Jaiswal to seek out any models or actresses he wanted to approach. Vicky Jaiswal had seen Avantika's shows, her reels too at several social media platforms. He wanted her. He was lusting for her. Naina contacted Dilip Awasthi in Mumbai, who knew Avantika. The deal was set. Avantika was probably lured by the huge money being offered to her. 40 lakhs to spend one night with Vicky Jaiswal. She had agreed to it, and as per the agreement, she was paid the 25 lakhs cash advance to Dilip Awasthi. At Naina's office in Delhi, she was paid the balance amount, once again in cash, and then taken to Grand Colony by Mukesh Prajapati, to the bungalow of the Jaiswals. Why was she killed then? If it is Jasbir Singh and Naina Gupta who have confessed that Avantika was killed at my bungalow, then please be my guest. You can search it once again. Find if there is any proof. Vicky Jaiswal is a tough nut to crack, even though Inspector Vijay has succeeded in getting his police custody. They have both confessed to what their role was in the crime, as also to the fact that you were the one who killed her. Vijay very calmly handles Vicky Jaiswal. They are lying. Maybe it's Jasbir who killed her, since he has taken you to all the places where he scattered her remains and you also found some portions of her remains. Then it's Jasbir who has to tell you the truth as to why he killed her. Vicky is playing with Inspector Vijay. There are just some pieces of Avantika's remains that Inspector Vijay and his team have been able to recover, taking Jasbir to all the spots where he scattered her ashes. The DNA matching of the remains with Avantika's parents has established that Avantika indeed was killed and burnt. But why? There is only Jasbir Singh's statement the police has. He is a crucial witness to the crime. Jasbir has been nailed to the recorded conversations with him that Naina has provided to the cops. Now Jasbir, sensing he would be nailed, has also decided to turn an approver, throwing his boss Vicky Jaiswal under the bus. As far as I know, something went wrong in that bedroom. I was just waiting outside. Vicky sir had gone in with Avantika. After a while, Vicky sir came out of the bedroom, shaken up, shivering. Jasbir confesses to Inspector Vijay. Jasbir, she's dead, is what Vicky told Jasbir. I tried to understand what happened, but Vicky sir was just too shaken to say anything further. He was just going on saying the same thing. She's dead, she's dead. I ran into the bedroom and there I saw this girl Avantika lying lifeless, dead. There was blood oozing out from her forehead. There was blood on the wall too. Looked like her head was smashed into the wall. And then you help your boss in wiping out all traces and disposing of the body. Vijay asks. Jasbir nods in the affirmative. Jasbir Singh had personally done the cleanup job at the bungalow with the help of Mukesh Prajapati. That's why Inspector Vijay's team could find nothing at the bungalow when they searched it after almost a month of Avantika's missing being reported. You know, Vicky, this charade of yours, under the impression that nothing can touch you in Avantika's murder case, will blow up on your face. Naina's statements, the recordings she has. Jasbir also as an eyewitness. Your bungalow being the crime scene. Rest assured, my charge sheet will cover every single corner in this case. I will not let you get away. Vijay tells Vicky. Vicky Jaiswal remains unmoved. He sticks to his silence. Vicky Jaiswal has been charged with the murder of Avantika. Jasbir Singh, his right-hand man, has been charged under acts of criminal conspiracy, destruction of evidence. Naina Gupta has turned the approver in the case. Neither Vicky Jaiswal nor Jasbir Singh have got bail since their arrest. Inspector Vijay briefs the press about the entire investigation. the chain of events that led to Avantika's murder, and also the motive for her murder, as per what Jasbir Singh told the police in a statement. What I am telling you all is what we have got from the interrogation of Jasbir Singh as well as Naina Gupta. This is what they say, that Vicky Jaiswal confessed to them. Inspector Vijay announces to the press, Avantika, as what we understand, had gone there for one night. I wouldn't elaborate on what that one night means. You all very well know. Things were going on between her and Vicky Jaiswal as what was planned, agreed upon. Now, in the act of the physical activity between Avantika and Vicky Jaiswal, Vicky got a little wild. Avantika resisted. She was getting hurt and getting angry also. But Vicky had embarked on his wild side, and in that, it was in the act that he got carried away and pushed her to the wall. Now this was a brute force that was involved in his pushing her, and her head hit the wall. It was instant death. It takes a while even for the seasoned journalist to absorb the truth of Avantika's death. Inspector Vijay has filed the charge sheet in the case. Mukesh Prajapati's daughter Pooja, though relieved that the stigma attached to her father has been cleared, but feels that her father agreed to cover up a crime for the sake of money and in the end got killed. Avantika's parents are coming to terms with the tragedy that befell upon Avantika. We'll meet you again next week with another spine-chilling mystery. Until then, goodbye.